Did you know that spending just a few months in Antarctica can shrink your brain? Ridiculously refreshing and fun.
This is Task Us on Air. Welcome to Breaktime Bites, the place to be for that quick brain break.
This is a show where we talk about super random facts about anything under the sun. So sit back, relax, grab your favorite drink, and let's have fun. All right, Rebecca, hold on to your brain. I got a doozy for you this time.
Ooh, brain being held.
Okay, I hope you're holding on. Hold on real tight.
Those of y'all that can't see me, I'm holding.
She's definitely holding her brain right now. Did you know that spending just a few months in Antarctica can shrink your brain?
Is it because it's cold?
Actually not.
Okay.
Interestingly enough, I thought the same thing when I first read this, Rebecca. I was like, it's because it's cold. It shrinks when it's cold, right?
Yeah.
But it's actually not. So this was published in the New England Journal of Medicine. This was in December of 2019. Okay. So they did some brain imaging on 8 polar expeditioners. Okay. So the men and women who were going down to Antarctica, right? They were down there for 14 months. That's a long time.
That is a long time.
That's actually almost how long, we've been in isolation, or in the work from home here in the States, 14 months. That's a long time.
Right.
So what it showed was that the volume of the hippocampal dentate gyrus, don't ask me to say that again, because that was really hard.
Say it 5 times fast.
Hippocampal dentate gyrus, hippocampal dentate gyrus, hippocampal dentate gyrus. I mean, there's 3 times fast. Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty good.
So it was actually lower in the expeditioners compared to just people that are not in isolation, that did not go to Antarctica, right?
Interesting.
So what they observed, or what they believed to be observed, was the result of environmental monotony and prolonged isolation.
Wow.
So kind of like what we've been in for the past year and however long months,
Yeah, especially for folks that live by themselves, right?
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of interaction for the most part,
I'm one that always has to stay busy. Like, when we were on site, I was always the guy that was moving. Always moving, and the team leads always knew me as the loud guy that never sat down. He was always moving, right? And I always have to stay busy. And when we first originally went to work from home, I was like, oh man, this is gonna be awesome. After the first week, I was like, can I just go back? Like,
were you bored?
I didn't like being by myself that much. Like I like my alone time, right? I think I've said that in another episode before, but I like my alone time, just like probably everybody does. Everybody enjoys their alone time sometimes, right?
Right.
But when you're by yourself, or just with, say your kids and your wife, like consider before the pandemic, right? You leave, you go to work, you don't see your kids for 8, 9, 10 hours, however long you work. And then you come back and you're like, oh, I haven't seen you all day. I love you. I want to see you. Right. But when you work from home, it's like,
you're always here.
There's like no separation. Hey, I just saw you 5 seconds ago. How you doing now? Oh, still the same? Cool. Nice talk.
No, I think that's true. I honestly thought in the pandemic that, me and my spouse would be a little more at each other's throats. Surprisingly, we weren't. But
really,
congratulations. I know, right? We also work in different rooms. Like, I think we keep it like that too. So that way we're not just like, around each other all the time. I mean, we'll come and take breaks and talk to each other or whatever. But also, having to think through things. I mean, yes, we do get frustrated. Don't get me wrong. We do bicker, but it wasn't to the extent that
husband and wife bicker. No,
I know. Right? Oh my God. And it's usually about, what do you want to eat?
No, you choose. No, you choose. I already told you to choose. I said first.
What do you feel like? And then you pick the place that they absolutely hate, and then you force them to pick that. Yeah. Y'all know y'all do it.
Well, I picked one. You didn't want it. So now you have to pick. Well, how about this one? That's the one thing I didn't want. Guys, for those of y'all listening, let us know. Does your spouse and you bicker like that about what you want to eat? Let us know on our social media pages. That would be really interesting to hear.
You're gonna get everybody saying, "Oh my gosh, no." But also, I am probably the one that like to actually go to the store and stuff. Like, I need, my, like you were talking about alone time, because my children naturally gravitate to their mother most of the time, and we were all here, and I love them, but I need them to sometimes. So I'd go to the store. I would volunteer as tribute and go to the store.
I'll go to the store. Trust me, I'll go. I'll do it. I'll risk it.
No, but it was my time. And also, I'm the main one that cooks too. So, whatever I see and we want to eat. But it was like, even going to the store, as silly as it sounds, like it was nice and quiet. Just let me do my shopping and come back.
I'm going to tell you a really quick story, Rebecca, and it's like one of the first times that I went to the store after the pandemic started. Can you guess what my wife and I decided that I was going to wear to go to the store? This was this was last year, before we really knew about exactly what it was, how it was going to affect you and all that. Can you guess what I was wearing?
No, I can't. Tell me.
I was wearing double mask. Okay. So I had a face mask plus another face mask. Okay. I had big old goggles on, like the ones that you wear when you weed eat. Yeah. Okay. I had my ranching gloves on. I didn't touch anything in the place. But underneath those gloves, I had actual latex gloves on.
Oh my God.
Thinking back, I was like, these people probably thought I was the craziest person in the world. This guy is walking in, and mind you, this was at the very beginning, whenever it's like, whoa, get 6 feet, and so everybody forcibly made themselves away from everybody else. So it was a good thing, but I also looked like the crazy guy,
Oh my God, I can't get over the goggles.
Yep.
Love it. Don't get it in my eye. Don't.
No, but that was maybe a month after we got sent to work from home, and we're like, well, got to go do the shopping sometime. Somebody's got to do it, right? So
yeah, for sure.
Rebecca, I'm thinking about this, and you and I were lucky. You want to know why?
Why were we lucky?
We both live with other people during this pandemic.
For sure.
For sure. I feel for those who live by themselves during this pandemic.
Yes. I agree.
They were literally in lockdown. I know, that's crazy to think about, right?
Yeah. Like I said, my kids drive me bonkers, but at least, worst case, if my husband wasn't here, somebody to talk to. It may be a 4-year-old conversation or a 6-year-old conversation, but it's a conversation versus not really having that. Yeah.
At least it breaks up the monotony, right? And that's kind of where the shrinking brain comes in. If you're doing the same thing over and over again, your brain could shrink.
No shrinking. I don't need my brain to shrink.
At least the hippocampal dentate gyrus would.
Yes. I'm not going to attempt to say that. I call it the hippopotamus.
The hippopotamus dentate gyrus? No, that's not a word, Rebecca.
Hippopotamus.
But I really do feel for those that were in lockdown by themselves. I couldn't even imagine the isolation that they felt. I don't know about you, Rebecca, but we had to come up with a lot of different things to do virtually to try and make sure that we still had that engagement from our teams, make sure that everybody was still okay, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think, normally when you're in office, right, you're able to go to people's desks, check on them, how you doing, good mornings. I feel like I've had to type way more, right, to talk to people, you know. But at the same time, having to create huddles, having to
Yep.
create different ways that we engage in meetings. It isn't just a quick, hey,
Yep.
we're going to kind of talk about this. It's more of a, how's everybody doing? You know,
Yep.
let's do this quick team building real quick. Let's get to know you. Even when you had new folks join your
Yep.
team
That was a
virtually.
challenge. Yep.
Yes. And trying to find a way to connect with them, but at the same time, do it in a way that it doesn't seem so awkward.
Yeah.
To do it virtually, right?
This is Task Us On Air's Breaktime Bites, the place to be for that quick brain break.
Stay tuned for new episodes every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m. Central. To know more about us, visit taskus.com.
I 100% agree. With my campaign, we had to find a lot of different ways to do everything virtually, right? It wasn't even just like team building. It was literally everything. Like, how do I do a coaching? How do I check in on my people? Is it through chat, or should I, be talking to them on Zoom or Google Meet or something like that? It's now transitioned into, I don't know how many bridge links I have in Google Meet, but it's probably close to about 100 different ones that I have access to, because they all serve a purpose, right? And that's really where we kind of transitioned ourselves to. Okay, we can't sit next to each other, but we can at least like be all on a Google Meet together or a Zoom bridge together, and at least like, talk, chit chat. To try and break out that monotony of, okay, I got another case. Okay, let me work on that. Okay. All right, next case. And it's just the same thing over and over again, right? You can be like, did you see that episode of X, Y, and Z on Thursday night at 7:00? It was so cool, right?
That totally sounded like, is that a show, XYZ?
It is now. It's going to be. Somebody's going to steal it now. They're going to be like, so that XYZ show, it's going to be on Thursdays at 7:00.
You're going to get messages. There's no XYZ show.
No, there is not an XYZ show, guys. I was just using that as an example. Rebecca, I went as far as getting this great book. It's called Exceptionally Bad Dad Jokes.
Oh, so they're meant to be bad.
Oh yeah, they're definitely meant to be bad. I mean, I'm a dad now, so I'm allowed
to say dad jokes. Yeah. Okay.
Are you ready for one?
Okay. We're gonna go. Okay, let me hear.
I mean, this is us engaging with each other, Rebecca. I have to read it. I picked up the book to show you. Now I have to read one.
Okay, read one.
It's required. It's required. It says it in the book.
Okay, let me hear it.
Why are skeletons so calm?
I don't know. Please enlighten me.
Because nothing gets under their skin.
Womp, womp, womp.
For those of you that missed it, I totally just threw the dad joke book like right over my left shoulder like it was nothing.
Wow.
That was the bada bing.
Come on. I give you a womp womp and you did a gesture like it was
but these are just different ways that, even we have done, Rebecca, right? There's probably even more ways out there that other teams have, made sure that their teammates and their team leads and everybody that works for them, or even above them. Like, I constantly check on my manager as well. Hey, how you doing today? Is everything good? It doesn't always have to be from the top down. It could be from the bottom up. I
think that's an important part too, right? I know I've gotten messages like my team leads joke, talking about, if I even say I'm going to step away, what are you going to do, lunch, or what are you doing? Like, you're never off. Like, they joke about it, but at the same time, like, I'll get side pings like, Rebecca, you can take a break, like, you don't have to be on all the time,
Yep.
But it's similar to that, right? Where your team leads are checking on you to make sure everything's okay, wanting to make sure, can they handle anything, so that way you can step away or whatever the case is. So I definitely agree with that. It doesn't always have to be from the top down, because sometimes some of the folks on the higher end get forgotten, so you want to make sure it runs both ways for sure.
With Taskus being such a frontline driven company, we really, really want to make sure that our frontline is taken care of, right? It's part of our motto. It's part of making sure that's what really drives our business is taking care of our people. The front line, they're awesome, and we definitely want to take care of them. I challenge anybody that is on the front line. Have you checked on your manager or your lead? Do you know how they're doing? They're always checking on you, right?
Right. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Speaking of my team leads, they're always like, so when are you getting off? You're going to stay off then, right? Okay, I'll make sure you're off, just like I do to them. So the funny thing is the things that I do to them to make sure that they're off, they're starting to now do to me, which is great, right?
It knows they know your message, which is fantastic, right? That means what you're doing makes an impact. They appreciate it, and they want to make sure they reciprocate it too. So
absolutely,
that's fantastic.
We were talking about monotony, staying at home, lockdown. The other really cool thing about Taskus is we have a lot of different teams with different abilities of helping, right? Specifically, we have our wellness and resiliency team, right? Yes. Even if it's just somebody you want to talk to or get pointed in the right direction, right?
Absolutely.
Whatever it may be, right? Maybe it's you're feeling isolated. Maybe it's just you want somebody to talk to, right? Maybe you need some direction in your life. We have life coaches for that. We have yogis, right? In certain parts of Taskus in the different geographics. But one really cool thing is online yoga. I know that that's something that we started internally, and I believe it was on a Thursday or Friday. I know my wife's been doing yoga since the lockdown, and she loves it. She tried to get me to do it, and I couldn't put my legs behind my head, so I was like, nope, not going to do this.
Sorry. I love some of the stretches that I've noticed. So, one of the things, I talked about previously too, is me trying to get it a little bit more healthy. Mm-hmm. I am not one that likes to go running or, just walking. Like, that's boring to me. Mm-hmm. I want to do something that's like, that moves your body, but it's fun. So like a dancing thing or stuff like that. And I've followed different folks on social media that have like cool little mm-hmm. stretches and things like that. And one of them was yoga, and I'm like, I can't do that. But then I did it. It was actually pretty cool. And it made you feel, because you focus on your stretching and your breathing, it makes you feel a lot more relaxed afterwards. I probably shouldn't have done it in the morning because then it made me want to go back to sleep, but definitely would recommend for like at the end of the day, release your stress, and it definitely will make you feel a little bit more relaxed. At least it did for me.
It's also being able to find your, part of your passion, right? Like yoga, mm-hmm. that may not be for me. I have my other ways of de-stressing and making sure that I'm mentally well, right? I go to therapy. Right. Mm-hmm. I play lots of games. That's kind of my de-stressor, right? Is, getting on the new shooter game and, shooting it up and everything, because I can do that in the virtual world and nothing's wrong with that. Right. Right. Or somebody out there could be doing yoga, or they could go and seek out one of our life coaches and be like, hey, I need some assistance with this part of my life. And we have that, whatever is your passion or your ability to de-stress, make sure you're feeling connected, staying out of that isolation and monotony. It's great to hear that Taskus has a lot of different options, right?
Absolutely. Fantastic.
All right, Rebecca, did you hold on to your brain?
I did. Still holding.
Everybody listening on Spotify, did you hold on to your brain? If you are feeling isolated, please reach out to somebody, no matter if that's within Taskus or outside of Taskus. We don't want anybody's brain shrinking.
Agreed. Keep your brain the same size.
All right, guys. Well, that is a wrap. What random fact do you want to talk about tomorrow? Please make sure to send us a message on all of our social media pages, on Facebook and YouTube at TaskUs, and on Instagram and Twitter at TaskUsTX. We'll see you next time, guys.